Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Birgit's Diary. And today we have a real winter snowy weather out there, which I'm going to show you right now. Well, it's a good time to bake when we have such a stormy winter weather out there. So today I'm going to bake a Black Forest cake, which I haven't baked for many years, but I'm going to do this for my aunt. It's her birthday tomorrow, and I'm going to have a lot of fun doing it, and I'm going to show you this recipe. So let's get on with the recipe. So first of all, I'm going to put 2 cups of flour in my bowl here. I'm going to sift that through. And then I'm going to put the 2 cups of sugar in my bowl. And so now I'm going to add 50 grams of cocoa, pure cocoa. So now I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder here. And then I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoon of baking soda. Then I'm going to stir that all together now. And also I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So in a new bowl we're going to put 1/2 cup of olive oil. And we're going to add 2 eggs. And we're going to add a tablespoon of vanilla. I'm using the real stuff here. I'll put that in. And 1 cup of milk. So I'm just going to use this cup. 1 cup of milk, and then we're going to mix that all together. So I think I've just got the cup of milk together there. And mix that all together. So now you're going to boil some water, because we're going to need a cup of boiling water in a few minutes. And we're going to add these liquid ingredients here to the dry ingredients. So now I'm going to put this slowly in here, mix it all together. So I am just trying my best here. It is a little bit thick right now, but when I add the boiling water, it's going to be totally different. So my water just boiled. So this boiling water is also going to activate the baking soda right away. And I'm just going to slowly put it in there and stir and add some more. Of course, you can use electric mixer or a hand machine, a mixing machine. So this is what it looks like after the boiling water is in there. And so I buttered my spring form cake pan, and I'm going to put this on the tray just in case it leaks, because it could happen. And I'm going to put that in there. So I just preheated my oven, conventional heat at 360, and I'm going to set it for 40 minutes. Done after exactly 40 minutes, and I'll show you. There. So now it looked perfect. So now I'm just going to let that cool off for a while. So while the cake is cooling off, I open my jars of cherries here and drain the juice, because I'm going to use some of the juice to make a gel. Well everyone, when the cake cooled down, for whatever reason, it ended up with a hole in the middle, which doesn't make me happy. So everyone, I put another cake in the oven so that I can cut this one in half, and if it doesn't work out, I still can cut the other one in half. Hopefully that one is not going to crash on me. In the meantime, I'm going to try and cut a layer here so that I have two halves and I can start doing something. So what I'm going to do is have my bread knife here, and I'm going to cut in approximately where I would want to have the layer. So what I did is I took my bread knife and I cut in all around on the edge, the width that I want, and I have my thread here that I doubled up, and then I'm just going to wrap around where I cut in. I have to see where I cut in, that's the thing. I'm gonna have to take a closer look. So now I laid the thread around where I cut in. What I need to do is tie a loop here and then just go straight across, pull on each end straight, and then let the string go out. And then with my handy thing here, I don't even know what you call it, and I'm going to find where it's cut and put it on parchment paper. So actually this looks pretty good. You don't see a hole on this bottom part, which is great. And the other I just put on the side on the parchment paper, and I could use that for the very top part. Well, it's almost 10 to 7 in the evening, and I called it quits now. I have my 3 layers that I need, and I'll start again in the morning. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm just having my morning tea here. So when I'm finally done my tea, I'm gonna continue with the Black Forest cake, and it needs about 5 hours in the fridge before you can serve it. I drained the cherries yesterday already, and here is the juice, and I'm going to put the juice in the pot right now and warm that up. So while I'm warming this up, this cherry juice, I'm going to get some cornstarch here, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm going to put in there. So first I'm going to stir this. If you can see, I'm going to stir this nicely. And so after the cornstarch has completely dissolved, I'm going to add the 3 tablespoons of sugar and stir that together. And now I'm just going to wait until it gets nice and thick. So now it's nice and thick, like that, a little bit gooey, and that's perfect. And now we're going to add the cherries. So I'm going to add the cherries now that I drained yesterday. It's good to start this cake a day before. So I'm going to stir that in. And while the cherries are cooling down, I'm going to have breakfast. So now I'm going to continue with the cake. This is the one that I made last night. I put it on this cake tray, and I put strips of parchment paper underneath so that it stays clean when I'm decorating. And what I'm going to do is brush some alcohol, or this is liquor. This is a black currant, like a cherry liquor. It tastes really good. And I'm going to brush that on the first layer. So here I've got some here, and it's just going to soak that in a bit, and that's going to give it that extra flavor kick. So I picked up this gadget in Germany. I haven't used it yet. This is going to be the first time. Apparently it is very useful when you're doing a cake like this, and then you have like a border, and it's supposed to help keep the whipped cream and everything together. So I'm just sizing it. So the whipped cream is ready, and I added 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. So now we're going to have the fun part going on with, I'm going to use half of the cherry substance that I put together, and put it in the middle here of the cake, and then spread it around a bit like that. So I don't know if you can see it, this is what it looks like. And now I'm going to add the whipped cream on top. Make a nice layer there. So about half of the whipped cream. And I can let it go right to the edge because I've got this rim here that is going to stop it from going along the sides. So I can fill the sides with whipped cream here. So I just flatten it out like that. Now I'm going to add the next layer. So here is the next layer. It's pretty thick. I couldn't... Oh, it's just going to fit in there now. Yeah, I couldn't cut it too thin. I'm not too good at that. So anyways, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to brush a little bit of alcohol here on top for some kick flavor. And then I'm going to add the cherries and the whipped cream. And so this is what it looks like. Of course my rim is not high enough now because I made such thick layers. And now I'm going to add the last layer with the hole in the middle, which you won't notice later on. Put that on top as even as I can. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. So now I'm going to just put this all in the fridge for about 5 hours. Well everyone, we are back, and now for the fun part. We're going to finish this birthday cake. So I have my whipped cream here. I used a total of about 800 grams of whipped cream. So I'm going to now pour it on the top and spread it around, and then spread it to the sides. So right now I'm just grating some milk chocolate. I had it in the fridge. So I also found some chocolate decoration here that I have, which I can sprinkle also in the middle, which I'm going to do. And I'm still going to add the grated chocolate in the middle. So I'm going to try something new that I've never done before. People usually take a bag, and I don't have the proper bag for the whipped cream, but I'm going to take this bag, Ziploc bag actually. It's an experiment. Put some in there like that. Make a hole on the bottom and hope for the best. Okay, here's my bag. I'm going to make a little hole on the bottom. There. Let's see how this goes. Never done this before. Oh, okay, there's one. So I set aside some of the cherries, so I'm just going to put a cherry in the middle of each one, like that, just to make it look nice. So here's my cake. It's not perfect, but it's made with love, and I hope my aunt will like it.
Okay, you're on. How does it taste, honey?
It's a good flavor.